Like, I spend so much time with her family. I've met her whole extended family, went to weddings in the family. Like, so she's my sister because, like, of all the family time. But you haven't had that family time with me. You've not done that. But yet I still consider you my sister. And
Hi everyone!
Hi guys!
Welcome back to another episode of
Minds in Neutral.
I'm Rina.
And I'm Shahad.
And I'm Clarissa.
We have a special guest today. Shahad, go on, introduce her.
So she's my friend from uni. I've met her last year. And do you want to introduce yourself?
Okay. Hi, my name is Clarissa. I take psych. I know Shahad from uni, and I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, we've known each other from uni, and honestly, she's one of the friends that lasted with me through.
You guys met each other in first year?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, we met in when did we start? 2022? Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years, Shahad, not one.
2 years.
So it's,
crazy.
Yeah.
So it's one of the few friendships that's lasted from first year, which is really hard to maintain, especially
That is
first year
true.
friendships.
Yeah.
Especially considering the way we met.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially all of the drama we've been put through
Yeah.
for us to stick around.
No, bro, that's how the make or break happens, bro. The drama in the friend group, and then you see who stays.
Yeah.
Bro, the hell, we went through hell and back.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Anyway, how are you feeling, Clarissa? Are you feeling okay?
I'm scared, bro. I'm nervous. I don't know why.
Don't be. It's very relaxed. Be okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna have fun today. I really like our topic that we're talking about today. Let me bring it to the front. I'm nervous too.
You're just recording me breathing. I'm chewing my gum.
That's okay. Okay.
When you
so-
need to speak, just take the mic, okay?
Yeah, just give us a hint. Take mine or hers or whoever's you want. So I was on a phone call with my brother a while ago, and he was just kind of talking about how it's interesting that when you become friends with someone, you end up associating them with family. That you're like, wow, this friend is so close to me. They're like a sister to me. We have such a close bond with each other, all these things. But then when you become really close with your siblings or with your mom or anything like that, you're like, oh yeah, we're so close. We're like friends.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting how the dynamic happens between the people in your life. Because family should be your friends at the end of the day, but it's just the label.
Yeah.
So how do people fall into the label of friends or family or things like that? So I thought it was a really interesting topic, and I shared it with Shahad as well. And I think she told you about it.
Yeah,
this morning when I was asleep.
What did you think of it?
I was asleep.
Half asleep.
Walks into my house, wakes me up. I forgot. What were we saying?
She said, what do you think of it? When I told you, when we're close to our family, we call them friends, but when we're close to our friends, we call them family.
That's so weird. It's so weird. It's so interesting. I actually never noticed that. That's crazy.
Isn't that true though?
It is. It is true because I'll look at you or I look at Zara and I'll be like, oh my god, you guys, you've unlocked another level. You're like my sister, at this point. Your sisters are like my sisters. They're not really my friends anymore. And then I'll be like, oh, my mom is so close to me, and I feel like she's my best friend. That's so weird. But isn't my best friend my sister? That's just, I don't know. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I never thought of it like that.
To me, it makes me think, how do you become to that level? Not as friends turning into family, but how does family start becoming your friend? That's what's so interesting to me, because it's just for example, with friends, you get to pick and choose who you want to be friends with. You have a choice. With family, it's just who you end up with is who you end up with. That's family at the end of the day, whether you want to pick it or not. So it's just
Sorry.
It's okay, you're good. So it's just kind of interesting to me that it's just when does family, I don't know, it also kind of makes me feel are we belittling our family?
See, I was thinking about that actually.
Are we stepping?
But Axper, you're putting your family on I don't know how to explain it. On another level, it's you're so close that you're it's not you're belittling them. If anything, it's the opposite. I feel.
Really?
I feel it's the complete opposite because bro, family is such a touchy word.
Yeah.
For some people, because not everyone has their family super close to them. Thanks God, how we do. But others, there are some people out there who can't count on their family for anything.
That's
I feel
true.
maybe because your best friend's who you lean on, like your shoulder to cry on, like your best friend's there for you, like no matter what. And for some people, like that's what their family is like supposed to be, and they don't have that. You know? So I feel like maybe that's where that comes from, because me, I know no matter what happens in my life, I can rely on my mom. So like I feel like that's why she's like my best friend, because I know I can count on her for anything. And then whereas I look at my best friend and I'll be like, I know that no matter what, like you're on my side. Like even if I'm wrong, like you're on my side, you're there for me. Like you take care of me the same way that like an older sister would. So maybe that's, I don't know.
So then both ways that label is an upgrade.
Exactly.
To both people, to family and to friends.
I think it's because when there's a different definition between a family and a friend, and I feel like when you have a friend that becomes a family, they've already taken that definition of friendship and then they upgraded it to family. But then family, like they're separated. For example, family is someone that you feel secure around, you know. That's family is like home. You know how they say like your family is your home, wherever your family goes, that's your home. So it's that sense of security, it's that sense of like feeling no matter what, they're always going to be there for me. And friends, it's like, oh, someone I can talk to about whatever I want, and I know they wouldn't
like judge
me. So I think that's a friend. So let's say Clarissa's my friend, I can talk to her about anything, I know she won't judge me. And then I upgraded her to family because I feel secure around her. Do you know what I mean? And then with family, I already feel secure around them, but they become my friends when I'm able to talk to them about anything without them judging me.
Would you also say that like Clarissa has upgraded to that level? For example, I'm going to use you as an example, right? Because you've introduced her to family. So you've brought her into your inner circle, which is like people that if you got introduced to these people around me, you're special. Because I don't, for example, not every friend that I have, I introduce to my mom. I'm very specific with, or like to my siblings or anything, I'm very specific with I'm picky, you know? Like I can't have everyone that I know in my life be like, oh, this is
your family.
Exactly. Because people have to reach that point. You have to kind of own that label, or how do I say it? Like you have to work for it at some point. So is it when you introduce them to your family and they come kind of sort of accepted by your siblings, by your family, whatever, does that also increase the label of like, now you've hit that family level? Like, for example, I don't know. I'm thinking, because we're all friends here. I'm thinking of when I started considering you family. Is it because of the time that we spent together? Is it because like my mom knows you, she likes you, your mom knows me, we like each other, like all these things? Or is it just because like you proved yourself to be family?
See, that's what
both mics.
That's probably so loud. It's okay. What was I gonna say? No, that's so interesting because it's actually different. Like with, like I feel like it's so different per person. Like with you, I consider you as family because like I feel like you're my sister in the sense that I can count on you, I can rely on you. I know that no matter what happens, like you are there, you're on my side. Like, but for example, Zara, like I would consider her my sister because like she just spends so much time around my family and stays over at my place so much, and vice versa. I sleep over at her house for weeks at a time, and like I spend so much time with her family. I've met her whole extended family, went to weddings in the family, like, so she's my sister because like of all the family time. But you haven't had that family time. You've not done that, but yet I still consider you my sister, and that's because of the other aspect. I know I can count on you and rely on you. I feel like it's dependent on the individual. I don't know.
And just on the circumstances in general that you guys face with each other. Because even like you guys haven't been friends for years. It's been a short period. But you still categorize each other as like family. Like she's my sister. I can, you know, even in this short period, we have proved to each other so much that you can rely on me no matter what happens. Like you can always fall back onto me.
That's so true, because I've known Zara since we were 5 years old, and I've only known you for like 2 years. So that's crazy.
What's crazy is like, do you consider me family because you met my sisters?
Well, that's a whole other thing as well.
Because like she's like, oh, I've always wanted like younger sisters.
I've always wanted a sister.
Oh,
like
really?
a younger, I mean, I just have one brother, and like I'm like, oh, it would be so nice if I had a sister as well. And this one walks into my life and brings two others with her. These two girls that are like constantly like, oh, this person said this, they said that, what should I do? Or like, could I, like, I don't know. And it's just like, I feel like I didn't just gain you as like a sister, but I got two more. So I was like, buy one, get two free.
Wait, that's actually so cute though.
Yeah. And I think it's because like of that group and that like kind of it made a small community.
It did,
in a way.
It really did.
So maybe that's why you were like, oh, like this is my family, because it made that like group community.
And I never had that whole thing because like I said, I have a brother, so I don't have anyone to like steal tops from or take this from makeup from or whatever. Like my mother, bro, I took everything from her. But like I love that I can like share things with you. I share my makeup with you, my lip gloss and this and that. And I'm just like, oh my god, like this is like sister stuff. And I don't just do it with you, I do it with your younger sisters as well.
Yeah.
That's so weird. I consider them my family, but I'm not close to them at all. Like I am close to them, but not in the sense like if I'm going through something, I'm not gonna call one of your younger sisters. Like but I still like if God forbid anything happens to them, like I will die. Like
like you'll protect them with your whole entire heart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you will feel responsible for
100%. Like I feel like that's less of like me feeling like they are my little sister and more of me feeling like I am their older sister and I need to be there and I need them, like I don't know, and like I need to. Oh my god, I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
Like you have to be their backbone at some point. It's almost like you don't take Shahad's place, but you're almost doing the same thing that Shahad does for them. Because
like if Shahad's ever like not there at some point, or like there's like a day where like she's not there or a certain period of time where she's not available, like I want to know that like they can rely on me. Like I want them to know like I'm there, because like okay, no, I do see them as my little sisters because I will protect them with my whole heart. Like,
but you just wanted to take that, I guess, responsibility of finally being an older sister towards girls. Because you are an older sister towards your brother.
Yeah, it's different in like a whole different like
how
do I explain it? Like the things that my brother would need help with or advice on or anything are completely different to what your sisters would need.
So then wait, okay, because your brother, like the things that he needs help with, like you said, is completely different. So do you feel like because you don't relate on so many things, like in terms of, I mean, at the end of the day, he's a guy, you're a girl.
Yeah.
So the things that you face is different. Do you feel like he categorizes as a friend to you?
Oh yeah, 100%. Of course, my brother is my bestie, bro. 100%. But
is it like a different type of friendship?
Or is it not the same type of feeling that you feel towards Shahad's sisters?
Oh no, completely different. Completely different, because obviously, like when it comes down to it, like at the end of the day, like that is my brother, that is my family member, and like I will protect him with my whole soul. Like that's a whole other topic. But when it comes to the ways that I would protect your sisters, or the ways I would take care of them, or the ways I would help them, or the things I would help them on, is completely different to how I would with my brother. Like the advice I would give my brother is completely different, because the things that you tell a guy to do, or like if a guy is like, oh, I don't know how to act with this, I don't know what to do about the situation, I would give him a certain piece of advice. And then if your sisters were in the same place, I'd give them a completely different piece of advice. So I guess gender also kind of plays in that.
Yeah.
Not in the sense that I tell my brothers to be all like toxic and whatever. Like but it is completely different. Like all the details, it goes down all the way like until the way they act and the way they behave and the words I would use and the way I would speak. It's completely, oh my god, I never thought about this is crazy.
Yeah, because I feel like the woman's brain and the man's brain, like they're wired differently at the end of the day, so you need to make sure you use the right things for them to actually understand what you want to say.
And not only that, but do you feel like, okay, like for example, Shahad, I consider you family, but still at times I'm careful with my choice of words. With my family, sometimes I feel like if there's something off the top of my mind, I'll just kind of say it because I know they can take it. Not that I'm saying you can't take it, but I'm still very wary of like my choice of words. Like you're wary with her sisters, but I'm wary even with my friends of like, at the end of the day, I know our bond is so strong, but I'm scared that I could break it because there's a chance of breaking it. With your family, there's a boundary, but also I just feel like with friendships, there's a possibility, like, unfortunately, there is a possibility for it to come to an end. With family, that does happen, like, worst possible scenario, it might happen, but the chances are lower. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's your family.
I mean, but if you consider me as a family, that means you definitely think and believe that our bond is unbreakable unless something extremely, extremely bad happened where you genuinely, like, disrespected me.
Yeah, but that's why I just feel like generally I'm more wary because I don't want to break that bond.
But then why wouldn't you be wary with your family members?
Because they're there.
Because it's family.
Because it's family.
It doesn't matter what happens. Like, it's family. You're blood tied. Like, that's it. Like, they're there for life. Like, I mean, I understand. Like, you can go through certain situations. Yeah. Sorry, I cut you off.
Go on.
Like, you can go through certain situations, and like, there are, like, families do break up sometimes, and that is really sad. But there is, like you said, a higher chance of like a friendship breaking than like you emancipating yourself from your family, like just leaving like your family.
But see, the thing is, when you put me at that level of family, don't you expect that that's also like that I will act like your family?
I don't look, when I say friends are like family, I don't put you at the same level as my family. I associate you with my family, where I'm like, this girl has been through me through thick and thin, we've gone through so many years together, all these things, but I can't compare, unfortunately. It's something, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way.
So it's your family, and then your friends that you call family.
Yeah.
They don't, like, family and friends that I call family are not going to be on the same boat.
Okay.
Because family, at the end of the day, I wake up next to them. They see me through the worst moments. They like I don't know, my breath stinky, everything. Like, they've seen me through everything. I'm not saying you haven't, but it's just like, they've been there since day one, but you feel like you have been there since day one. The thing is, reality check, you haven't.
Yeah.
But you feel like you have. So that's why I associate you with the concept of family. But you're not family.
Yeah.
And I don't mean this again in a disrespectful way, but that's why I'm saying, like, there's always a chance that, like, you never know. Friendships might go a left, might go a turn. You know, you see friends that are like friends for 15 years and then somehow they stop talking.
Yeah.
You know, and they're family and they've lived together and their moms love each other and all these things, but something goes left and they just end up like not being friends anymore. But in my mind, it's like family at the end of the day. Like, I'm not trying to sit here and like be like, oh, disrespect your family and they're still going to be there. Obviously not. You should have that mutual respect for each other. But it's like, you're not always conscious of your words, you're not always conscious of your tone. Sometimes you feel like you are able to push the boundaries a bit with your family, because at the end of the day, you know, no matter what, they're not going anywhere. With you, I could push myself, I could use wrong words, I could use this, and you would take it in a genuinely a personal attack, and you might be like, why is she like this? She's never like this. And you might go to another person and, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because there have been times where my brother would be like, oh my god, like, why? Or my mom be like, oh my god, why are you being like this today? Like, why are you acting like this? But I don't have that fear in the back of my head that's like, oh my god, like, what if they get mad at me and then they think like that I'm like treating them differently, or that something happened, or that I'm mad at them or whatever. But when it comes to like, if my friend says that to me, like, if you say that to me and you're just like, oh my god, like, why are you being like this today? I'll kind of have it, and it'll be like, oh my god, like, did I say something that like made her upset, that like made her mad? Like, did I do something? Like, I wouldn't really have that in the back of my head when it comes to my family, because I'd be like, okay, yeah, like, whatever, like, it's fine, like, she'll get over it, like, it's literally like just a small comment that I made, like, we're gonna sit downstairs and have lunch together in 10 minutes, like, it's fine. But with you, like, you don't live with me, you're not at home, you're gonna go home and you're gonna think about it, you're gonna go to sleep and you're gonna think about what I said, and I'm gonna be thinking about what you're thinking about what I said. Like, it tumbles. It's like a snowball, it just keeps going. But with family, that doesn't happen, because it's just like, oh, you said this, okay, like, whatever, and then you move on. But with friendships, like, the same words can like hit harder, and even if they don't, like, it'll settle in your head differently, because you don't know how they're gonna take it.
But then what about you and Zara? Because like you said, you spent a lot of times with Zara where you guys slept over, and then she slept over at your place. So she technically saw you at like your most like raw moments, you know, like when you're sleeping together, you're waking up together, you're going out together, you're eating together. So like, do you think that her bond is stronger? Like, do you think that she's like actual family, or do you still have that thought in the back of your head being like, oh, I need to make sure of what I say and what I do?
No, of course, I always need to make sure of what I say and what I do around anyone, because like I don't want to say something that's gonna offend them. I don't want to say something that's gonna hurt them, and even with family, like you never want to say something that's gonna hurt them. Or
Yeah, of
them.
course.
But like I said, it's a very fine line. It's a very fine line. It's a very small difference between them. But it is there, and so I know that like the same things that I would say to my family members versus if I would say it to my friend, they would take it differently, just because of the fact that it's okay. Like, it's my niece that's talking, it's fine, or it's my sister that's talking, it's okay. Whereas like if it's a friend, it's different. Like, okay, like, yeah, you see me as your sister, but you would never talk to your actual sister like that. Like, you would, like, you know what I mean? You have that in your head that like you're not my, like, if it gets down to it and you guys are actually mad at each other, it'll go down to the point where like someone could really say like, oh, like, you're not my actual sister, like, you can't like treat me like that, you can't say this to me or whatever. But there are some disrespectful things that I would like hear my friends say to their sisters. I'd be like, hey, if she ever said that to me, I would like I'd whoop her up. I'd beat her up. Like, how could you say that to me? But whereas like if you say that to your sister, like, it's okay because it's your sister. At the end of the day, like, your sister can criticize you in a way that your best friend never could, even if you see your best friend in like a sisterly way. Like, there is that boundary, like there is that small fine line, that small difference.
Plus, I feel like family in general can tolerate more.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Because
oh my god, I just yapped for so long. That's literally just that was my
one
point.
word. That was tolerance.
Oh my god.
Yeah, basically what she said is like family can tolerate more. At the end of the day, we're not trying to promote disrespect towards your family. That's absolutely not like the objective here. But like your family, if they see you in a bad mood, khalas, they just kind of understand without you even talking. Or even if you take it a step too far, there might be days where you guys don't talk to each other or anything like that, but you know at the end of the day it's going to be okay. With a friendship, you don't know, because that dynamic, that relationship might not snap back the way it used to. But with family, because with a friendship, it's very much one-to-one. It's a you and me type of relationship. With family, it's a dynamic. It's like a little, like you said, like a little community.
Yeah.
Right? So if, for example, let's say you're upset at your sister, your mom catches onto it, she's going to somehow try to fix the bond between the both of you. Exactly. She doesn't want you to happen. She doesn't want to see that happen between the two of you. But if it's you and your friend, it's you and your friend. At the end of the day, one of you messes up, one of you is going to need to be accountable and like fess up, and like, you know, and maybe even afterwards, even after all the communication, you might look at her different. But with your sister, you won't, because at the end of the day, it's just like, I don't know what it is. It's family. Simply put.
So then do you think that the phrase friends can turn into family is not right? I mean, I guess friends can turn into like close friends, but like not family then.
Yeah, I guess. Or like, I wouldn't necessarily say the same family that I have in my mind. But you are family to me in a way where it's like, I would genuinely take a bullet for you. I would do anything for you.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Oh my god, you actually have tears in your eyes.
No, I just yawned.
Oh, okay. No, but like, genuinely, that's how it is to me.
Yeah.
But, and I would do the same thing for family, but like, it's not this, you know? Like, when you think of me as like, oh, she's family, do you really think of me as the same level as your sisters, as your mom, as your dad, as your brother, as your cousins, as all these like, let's stay with intimate family. You're my auntie. No. But like, okay, let's stay with intimate family. Do you really see me at the same exact level where, like, for example, the things you say to your sister, do you think I would tolerate?
No, because see, I know you wouldn't.
Yeah, but because you're more wary with me.
It's not.
But why?
I'm not. It's not about me wary with you. It's about me like, I wanna respect you, because you told me before that there are certain things that you don't like to be said to you, or you don't like, you know, things to be done with you in a certain way. Like, you've made it clear to me. So then I that would be disrespectful if I do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's say if my sister, for example, like I remember once my sister was like, "Hey, Shahad, I really don't like when you talk to me about this, or when you talk about this about me." And then I stopped because khalas, like she told me straight away, no, she doesn't like this to be done, and I respected it.
Yeah.
So it's the same with you, and you're like, khalas, like you've told me not to do something, I'm not gonna do it because that's disrespectful. With family or with friends, if you tell me not to do something, I'm not gonna do it. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, Vadad, I don't know why I would be more conscious with a friend than with family. Yes, I know, I بحس with family, you can تمديها, like you can push it a bit.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's say, like, for example, I'm saying something and like my sister doesn't like it. I'll try to joke about it afterwards. Be sarcastic about it. But with a friend,
no, if your friend does that, it's like, bro, like you said what you said. Don't try and turn it into a joke now. Like, you said what you said and it upset me. You noticed that it upset me and now you're going to try and play it off as a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, don't do that. Just like own up to it and like apologize to me. But when it comes to family, it's not really like that. It's just like, okay, like whatever. Like, it's fine.
You brush it off.
Matter. Like, you just brush it off. Like, oh yeah, my brother's just being annoying. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if your friend says that, you could take it as like a bit of like disrespect. It's just like, oh, well, why would you say that to me?
Like I told you, I communicated.
But then, like, with family, I don't know, because then that means that with family, you don't have boundaries.
No, it's not that. But I think the effort that you need to put in a friendship for it to reach family causes so much energy out of you that you don't want to degrade that relationship between the two of you. With a family, you don't need to put in that effort. It's already there. It's literally the day you're born, it's there. Like the love.
The bond is already made for you. Now it's just what you're going to make of it.
Exactly. But then with friends, you actually have to work. You actually have to work to...
And that too, every single day.
Yeah, because you need to keep it up. With family, you don't. You can go a day without talking to your siblings, or just like doing.
Still your sibling at the end of the day.
But with friends, it's just like, oh, I need to actually work on keeping this alive, keeping this afloat, and that's why, like, I feel like I'm at this stage where, and I've told you this before, I really prefer low maintenance friendships.
Yeah.
Because to be very realistic, no one has the constant time to be on the phone with you all the time, to be texting you all the time, all these things, and it's like once you reach that level. That's when you know, like, it's very comfortable. And that's when I would consider you family, because I'm like, oh, it's super low maintenance. Like, if, for example, I don't reply to you for like a good 6 hours, you're not going to take it personally unless it's urgent. But then again, I would still be more conscious.
No, because there have literally been times where Shahad Shahad, you have this out of sight, out of mind. If I don't talk to you one day, you're gonna forget about my existence.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm the same. I'm literally the same.
Yeah.
And so, bro, we would literally go like, sometimes like in the summer, like 2 weeks without speaking to each other at all. And it, like, we come back after those 2 weeks and it's just like, oh my god, hey, like, and it's not even like a reunion, like, oh, I haven't spoken to you in so long. It's just back to normal. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, you want to go get karak, like, it's literally just like normal. Like, it's not even like, oh, where have you been these 2 weeks? It's just, it's literally like that's kind of like a sister bond where it's like, I don't
have to keep up, like...
I don't need to keep up with you every single day. I don't have to do that. Like, because, like, with a best friend, it is like that. Because best friends come and go. Best friends, they come and they go. Yeah. And I want to say something about that later. But people in general, they come and they go. But family doesn't come and go. Like you said, family, you're born with it. That's it. That's them. Yeah. I mean, you can consider your friends as your family, but it's on a different level. It's on a completely different section. Like, I can consider you up here and I can consider my family up here, and y'all could be on the same level, but it's different.
Different categories.
It's a different category. It's blood, it's family. It's a different kind of love that I have for my mother or my brother or my dad versus the love I would have for you. Also, I feel like I started that sentence with one point and ended on a completely I don't remember what my...
What were you gonna... By the way, I do that too.
Yeah, it's fine.
I was talking about how you go off for like 2 weeks forgetting about my existence, and then we come back like everything's normal. And that backs up literally what you just said, I don't know, which was like...
Low maintenance.
Like, I would literally be like, like, where'd Shahad go? Interesting. Let me just say, where'd she go? Like, are you... Like,
Yeah, because even I'm thinking about it, like, okay, let's say years from now, we have kids, we're married, we're maybe in a different country.
Oh.
Inshallah.
Like
we're like 20, bro. That's in like 5 years.
Yeah, okay, but that's within the next decade.
That's what I'm saying. That's terrifying.
Yeah, and that's so close. Like that could happen at any time. One of us could literally. Didn't you tell me one of your friends got engaged?
Yeah.
Mabruk to her, mashallah.
Yeah. Oh my
God. Yeah. So like we're really, mashallah, we're in that stage in our life. So
I'm not ready.
Girl, don't worry. Neither are we. But like, okay, like for example, like when you get married, you have kids, you move on, you like live in a completely different continent. Let's say, like, bro, let's say I go live in Brazil one day. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Like I know for a fact that me and my family, that tie between us is never gonna break. Because we have family back home, but my mom makes sure that she checks up on them constantly.
Yeah.
But with her friends, like you said, out of sight, out of mind, I might go a while without checking up on you.
Back to your family. I feel like such an important person. Like when you go back after your like Brazil life and you go back to your family back home, it's the same thing. Your mother remains your mother. But like when you go back, like you don't know if your best friend's gonna remain your best friend, or maybe someone else has come into. They've started to get close to someone else as well.
That's so true.
Gone.
I didn't.
And that's so scary.
Yeah.
But when you have your best friend, that's like you're their sister. Like for example, when me and Zara started uni, like we both took gap years after high school, so we spent that entire gap year together. We basically lived together. And then when we were both starting uni, we went to separate unis, and we were both so worried that like, oh my god, like, you're gonna make a new friend group, you're gonna make a new best friend, whatever. But we always had it in the back of our heads, like, and to this day we say it doesn't matter like who becomes our best friend, doesn't matter who we become closest to, like, you're my sister, and it doesn't matter like who else gets added to. And I mean this with zero disrespect to you, Shahid, but like it doesn't matter like what happens, because like we've been through it since we were babies. We were literally 5 years old. So that's a whole different bond. So I guess if you're lucky enough to have that friend from the beginning, like from actual day one, then yeah, that's completely different.
And it's a privilege, by the way.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And like, you don't realize how like lucky you are to actually have that person in your life.
Yeah.
Because they've always been there. And it's only when like she goes abroad or I go abroad, or like we go through those out of sight, out of mind time periods where we don't speak to each other, where I realize I'm like, oh my god, wait, like, where is she? It's like, where's my purse? Like,
yeah. I get you. You. I wonder how that's gonna feel like, because we've always been in the same country.
Yeah.
For like ever since we became friends. I wonder how it's gonna feel like when one of us like dips one day. I don't know how.
That's the real test, bro. That's the real test of friendships. Yeah. No, but at the end of the day, like, see, for example, like how you and I have become so close in the last 2 years. It doesn't matter how close I get to you. I know Rena's always going to be above. I know that because she's your sister, and it's different. There is that different level. There's that different boundary. Like, I'd be your best friend in uni or in whatever else aspect of your life, but then there's Rena, and then there's your actual sisters.
Yeah. You were going to say something about best friends?
Mama!
It's okay, fellas.
Yeah, continue.
You were going to say something about best friends. I forgot. You were like, oh yeah, I'll mention this in a little bit.
Oh, about like, do you need to?
No.
Okay. About people in your life, best friends coming and going. Coming and going. I need a second to process.
Don't worry.
This thought.
You're good. Let's try to wrap it up soon.
Yeah.
I know we're like at 30. Okay.
Basically, there's this thing that I always go by, in my, like, when it comes to anyone in my life, which is that people, they come and they go, but not just not just like that. There's a reason. And I'm a very firm believer that everything happens for a reason. Nothing is by accident. There's a purpose to everything. Even the accidents, there's a reason behind them.
Yeah.
As to why they happened. And it's not just with people, it's with experiences as well. Just everything happens for a reason. And when it comes to people, it's less of a reason and more of a purpose. And I think everyone has a purpose in your life. There's a reason why your best friends come into your life. There's a reason why the people who did you wrong came into your life. and it's because they had a purpose to serve to you, and that's something they needed to teach you. For example, like there were some people that came into my life, and I'd be thinking like, wow, like this person's great and whatever, and then they do me wrong, and I'd learn a lesson, and after it I'd be like, oh, so that's why they came into my life. Like that was their purpose. It was to teach me that. And now that they're gone, and honestly, having that at the back of your head gives you such a, you want me to hold this?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Gives you such a like,
just bring it a bit closer,
peace of mind, in the sense that you understand why what happened to you, or why who you met is who you met. I'm trying to think of an example right now.
And you also told me like that, like long-term friendships, when they stay with you, it's because they still didn't fulfill their purpose with you.
So
that's really smart.
Basically, everyone in your life is in your life to serve you a purpose, and so long, like they will stay in your life until they have served their purpose. Once they have served their purpose and they have nothing left to teach you, God will find a way to remove them from your life. You know, like they will be removed from your life because you don't need them anymore. They've served their purpose. They've taught you what they've come to teach you, and you can be on your own now, and they've done what they needed to do. And I think that's so beautiful, because it's, sorry guys, I'm slow today.
It's okay, don't worry about it, don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, everyone serves a purpose in your life. Like I said, everything happens for a reason. And the people who are in your life forever, the best friends that you make that are actually your best friend forever, that's because they continue to teach you every single day, and their lessons never end. And that's who your like soulmate is. Whether it's the person like, because I don't think you can only have one soulmate. I don't think your soulmate's going to be your husband or whatever. Like you could have two soulmates, your best friend and the person you're going to marry. And that's because that person is going to continue to be in your life until they teach you every single thing that like the universe put them in your path to teach you.
That's true.
And that's why like when you lose someone and you're so upset about it and it hurts, you can always just have that peace of mind in the back of your head that's like, I know it hurts, but at the end of the day, something else is going to happen in my life. And if I didn't just experience this, if this person didn't just do me wrong like that, then whatever else I'm going to go through right now, I'm not going to be able to go through. Like once you go through a really, really tough relationship, for example, I have a friend who went through some awful relationships, and this girl had awful taste. But she went through a lot of like horrible relationship. I don't know where she was finding these men. But then this one guy came around, and she was like, oh my god, like Clarissa, like he's the one. You don't understand, like he's the one. He's amazing, he's incredible, like he treats me like this, and he does that, and he does this, and he does that. I was like, that's great, I'm really happy for you. Like, see, this is what I was telling you, someone amazing is going to come your way. And you can't experience something good without experiencing something bad, because you don't know what happiness is without sadness. You don't know what goodness is without seeing badness. Yin and yang, bro. You need them to balance each other out. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So she had this guy that was in her life now who was like treating her really amazing, and she was convinced, she was like, that's it, like this is the guy I'm gonna marry, like, you know, he's the one for the rest of my life, he's the one. And I remember like trying to push it into her head and just telling her like, listen, I love you, so I'm going to say this to you, I don't think he's the one. I think you need to think about this a bit more deeply and try and maybe realize that there's a possibility that the reason he's in your life is not because he's going to be your future husband, but he's in your life because you've had such horrible experiences and you were giving up on love. You were giving up on love. You thought, that's it, khas, like I don't want to like have this. If this is what it is, I don't want to have this anymore. This guy, this really amazing guy, like he doesn't mix with your family. It was the main, like the fundament, like the basis, bro, the foundation of what like a husband would be. Like he didn't have those. I apologize.
It's okay.
He didn't have those, but everything else relationship wise he had for her. Anything that she needed, she was there and provided her everything she needed and more. And I was like, I think his purpose in your life is to show you what else is there, and to show you like all these guys that you were with before, this new guy, he's not the only one in the world that's gonna be like this. Yeah. And some girls, they don't know that. You need to shove it in their heads, because
that's true.
Especially when you start to give up. And then this one amazing person comes your way and you're like, wow,
like he's my only hope. There's no one like him.
But anyways, my point is, like, you kind of have to realize sometimes, like, maybe the reason why this person came into my life is not because that's it, like they're gonna be the one. They didn't come in for me. They came here to teach me something, to show me something. And so I told her, he's here to pave a separate pathway for you. And now that he's taught you all these things, now that he's shown you that there are people out there who can treat you like this, if he wanted to, he really, really would do all these things that he did for you.
And what was the case? Did they end up like staying together, or?
No.
Oh.
They didn't.
Oh, okay.
They were together for maybe like a year or something. And she was convinced the entire time, I'm going to marry this guy. I'm going to tell my parents about him. She did tell her parents, but he came and spoke to her father. Like, wow. He traveled from another country.
Wow.
He came from another country to come and speak to her father and ask for her hand. And her father, her family didn't accept.
Oh.
Her family didn't accept. And over time, she herself also realized, like, oh my God, I could never imagine being with him for the rest of my life. Like, after, like, the relationship had ended, she kind of realized, like, oh damn, like, that's when she realized the flaws that he had. That's when she realized the issues that were with him that I saw the entire time, but she never did, because love makes you blind.
Yeah,
and that's another thing, that your best friend, bro, your best friend's like another, like your other set of eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It's your best friend is your eyes at the back of your head. She will always watch like your back. She will always see the things that you don't see, which is why there are so many times where your best friend will tell you things and that you will disagree with, and you'll fight her about, and you say, no, you don't understand, he's not like that, she's not like that, you don't get it, she gets it. She might not get how you feel in that moment, but trust me, she doesn't need to get it or get you in order to know that that person's not good for you.
Yeah.
Just like your mother, because your mother will say things and will do things that you'll be like, how did you know this?
Yeah.
And it's the exact same with your best friend. And mother knows best, so does your best friend. I swear. I learned that the hard way, I swear.
That's really smart.
Trust your best friend. Because you know how you have your gut feeling? Sometimes you'll ignore it. Your best friend's that little thing on your shoulder that's like, yappa, yappa, yappa.
Yeah.
Don't ignore this.
Yeah.
Don't ignore this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like you said, because you're coming in, like, for example, as a best friend, you're coming in with, like, this is just how it is. This is reality. Mm-hmm. You're not coming in sugarcoating anything, because you will let things slide a lot. Like, as a person, you will let things pass. You'll be like, oh, it's okay that this thing happened to me and blah, blah, blah. And then she'll catch you onto it. She'll be like, girl, this is not normal. Like, come on, like, step up, Or, like, maybe you might meet this person and it might be a great person, but he has these flaws that other people in your life had, but just in different versions. Exactly. And she might catch on to it before you will.
Mm-hmm.
So,
she will.
Yeah,
she
100%. Will. But yeah.
I think that's a good note ending.
Yes.
What did you say? Your mom know everything?
Your mom knows best? Your mom knows best, so does
your best friend.
Yeah.
That's why she has the word best in it.
Your mom knows best? So does your best friend.
Oh, damn.
It's okay. Anyways.
Here, thank you. You can tap your mic.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I
was gonna do thank you.
Thank you for joining us. This was such a good episode. Of course. This was such a good episode, and
I will be back.
Yes,
I have
inshallah.
so many more things to be up about.
With a better setup, hopefully, with 3 mics, hopefully. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week.
I hope you all are happy, healthy, and safe.
Inshallah, we'll see you next Thursday. Bye.
Bye.